my latest lucid dreaming episode, I did manage to open my cell phone and I saw things that all the dreamers may die, but the dreams live on. Have you ever heard this phrase? If you guess, where does it come from? Leave it in the comments. Greetings, Harbingers. How are you doing? Welcome to Yliaster, PewDiePie's favorite channel. Don't forget to subscribe, give the thumbs up, leave a comment. I read and reply them all until it's humanly doable, right? So, today we're talking about false awakening suite. What does that mean? Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis, night terrors, or lucid dreaming? I think I've had my share of those uncanny experiences, and in today's video I'm gonna share some of them with you. My latest lucid dreaming episode, I did manage to open my cell phone and I saw things that had me with this insight right after I woke up, and it was unbelievable because there is this trend between this subject of lucid dreaming that one cannot have contact with technology, especially looking at their cell phones while dreaming. That's no one, at least hardly, has ever reported that. Why? Today we're diving deep into this subject. Before I start with this episode that I had last Sunday, I'm recording this on a Wednesday, I'm going to talk about a little bit of my experience with sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming. Since my teenage years, I believe I have had several experiences with sleep paralysis, and I will tell some of them, of the ones I remember. What is sleep paralysis? First and foremost, when we sleep, we have some phases of this sleeping, and one of these phases is called REM sleep, rapid eye movement. Is the phase that we achieve the deepest state of sleeping, and it is where we have these craziest dreams that everyone has, so our eyes keep rolling, keep like moving, because they're interacting with the brain waves and generating those dreams. It's also said that dreaming is how the brain makes like a cleaning, like a hygiening the brain and cleaning, like restoring, because sleeping is extremely important for our health. And so the brain does that cleaning with dreaming, okay? So sleep paralysis is when you are in the REM sleep, rapid eye movement, you are deep dreaming. However, you wake up, your eyes open, you are able to breathe and blink, and that's it. Your muscles aren't awakened because the brain deactivates them while you are in this deep state of sleeping. So you can't like hurt yourself trying to do some movement that you're doing in like dreaming. It could happen. Let's say you're dreaming like you're playing football or soccer, and then you're like try to kick and you hit the wall. You can get hurt. So the brain amazingly prevents that most of the times from happening. So imagine you're awake, you are able to breathe consciously, you are able to blink, and your eyes are open. You cannot move a single muscle. You are completely paralyzed. That's why it's called sleep paralysis. When I have that, and I tell you, I am used to it, I think it's fascinating at this point, and I try to explore the very limits of these experiences. And just a disclaimer, no, I do not use any sort of illicit substance or whatever. My maximum is like having a glass of wine, a cold beer on the weekend, and that's it. Usually when I have sleep paralysis, it also comes with hallucinations, and the most common of them is as if some entity is pressing against my chest or all over me. You really feel it, as if like pressuring against you, and you try to fight back, and it holds your arms back and it pulls your legs and twirls you in the air. You feel like floating. I know it's crazy, but yeah, that's what happens, you know. And it feels so damn real that sometimes you aren't sure if you are actually awakened or not. But sometimes you just know, and you just have to fight and wait for it to pass. And for some people, it's terrifying, you know. Horror hallucination look like a horror movie. Pause for water. So I've had several episodes. I remember one time in 2011, I had this crazy life. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work. I work as a receptionist in a hotel. At night, I go to college, and then I would sleep like at 1 a.m. to wake up like 5 a.m. So it was extremely tiring and consuming, you know. So when you don't get enough sleep, you risk yourself to have this episode. And I remember this one time, it was a Saturday. I got home from work. It was in the middle of the afternoon. I didn't need to go to college. So I normally sleep up to the next day because I was so damn tired. But I remember that very day, I had one of these episodes. And I was like sleeping, and some entity looks like the Batgirl or the Black Widow, something between the Black Widow and the Batgirl, was like trying to suffocate me right over me, pressing against my chest, you know. Some say it's the succubus, and for women it's the incubus. Felt so damn real. I could see like the whole creature, you know, like a succubus with a Batgirl Black Widow costume. You can't move, you can't do anything. One other situation, I opened my eyes, I couldn't move. And then a being like the Bigfoot or the terrifying snowman, like I saw it entering my room and coming towards me. Again, it's like terrifying, you know, those creatures coming to you to do you harm, but it's all an hallucination. One other situation, I was about to wake up to go to work. I think it was 2016. This alien-like creature came like right into my face. It looks like an alien, and it blinked differently. It was like a red eye who'd like blinked like differently, and again close to me, pressuring. And I've had several hallucinations that they catch me in my foot and twirl me. Like, it's crazy, you know. So I'm used to it, and now I just wait, and I don't try to resist. And eventually it goes away, but it could take like time, you know, because time passes differently in this. When your brain is in a different wave, time passes completely different. 1 hour seems like forever, 1 minute, you know. So other than that, I also lucid dream quite frequently, but my lucid dreams happen in the environment I'm at. I see myself at the point that I can see myself in the house, and I see myself sleeping, and I can wander through the house, and sometimes I know that I'm lucid dreaming. That's why I lucid dream. And you can control the events when you are dreaming like that. Because sometimes people who lucid dream will relate to this. Sometimes you are not completely sure, so you are afraid to hurt yourself. Because if you decide, and I don't know why, we feel like taking risks. When you are lucid dreaming, you want to jump from a window to like 10 floors down, you know, because you won't get hurt. I once lucid dreamt at a point of, and again, you're not gonna believe me, you don't need to believe me, you know, that's just my experience. Whenever I lucid dream, I try to interact with the environment because I read a lot about this subject. So reach close to the wall, feel the wall texture, try to look at your hands. If you find a person in this dream, an NPC, ask them what day and time it is. It's amazing how they will answer to that, you know. Try to look at the watch if you are wearing one. Try to look at your cell phone. That's incredible. One of these lucid dreams, I was seeing myself, and there was a mirror. I always get close to the mirror and try to scratch it and look at me, you know, and I try to read everything I find. I try to read, because it's extremely hard to read while you're dreaming or lucid dreaming. The message is not always clear, but you can find stuff. So there was this time that I high-five myself while lucid dreaming. Yep. I was in the house, I was seeing myself sleeping, and I came to myself and I extended my hand, and me while sleeping did the same thing, and we like high-five each other. and I was conscious, and I knew what I was sleeping. Believe me, don't believe me, it happened. At least in my dreams, you know. So this recent episode I had, after I studied about this cell phone thing, it occurred to myself, well, I never look at my cell phone while I was lucid dreaming, so let's try it. This time, last Sunday, I had like 2 glasses of wine with lunch, and then I went to siesta. You know, it's a thing here. It's summer now. People eat and then they go to do the siesta, which is that sleep. It's amazing. I recommend everyone to do that if you can. So normally when I sleep in the afternoon, I don't know why, it's more likely that I have a sleep paralysis or lucid dream episode than when I sleep at night. And it's either in the afternoon, in the siesta, or when I'm about to wake up. I don't think it's ever happened in the middle of the night. So in this particular dream, I was in the house here where I live, and my mother entered the room to give me some towels that she had like washed, and I was like, okay. I got the towels, put them in the wardrobe. So I walked to the kitchen, and in the kitchen I saw my aunt. So I thought, well, my aunt is not here. My aunt is in the other side of the world. But I knew that I was lucid dreaming. I knew for sure she wasn't here. So I walked back to my room and I drew my cell phone. This cell phone I'm using to film this. I swear to you, I unblocked it with my digital. When I unblocked it, it was like a black screen with white text. I'm not sure if it was like Japanese or Mandarin or like Matrix, but it looked like Japanese for me. And I couldn't read a single thing. I don't speak Japanese. I don't know how to read kanji. But at the same time, when I did like this with my mobile, the sun was facing a part of the sun that was reflecting right at the screen. When I did like this, the reflection, the part where it reflected, translated it to English. I did my very effort to try to read the part that was reflected with the light in English, but I couldn't read a single thing. As I looked at my cell phone, it didn't open my apps, It's like the black screen, the white text in Japanese, and when I reflected in the sunlight, I could see like fragments in English. At that very moment came the thought to my mind that if we are living in a simulation, that text, it's the code, it's the programming code for it. The code for whether the backstage of reality or this reality logic that we are right now. I love this subject and I read a lot about it. I'm gonna make a video about backrooms here soon. That was the experience. I couldn't read a single thing. It wasn't the first time this happens. It's funny that whenever I dream and I am able to fly, my flight is like I'm swimming. I always do like that and like keep planing, like Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, He has this ability to plane, but I have to flying like this, like I was swimming in the air, That's how I fly and plane. It's always like it's a pattern. My flight ability while dreaming, it's crazy. Whenever you're lucid dreaming, try to read something, try to draw your cell phone and relate, right? What happened? And who knows if we are living in some sort of simulation, if this is just like a programming code, like Grand Theft Auto, who knows? I hope you like this video. Leave in the comments what you think and see you in the next video. Psy Gungu.